channel. In today's video, we are going to be reacting to Paula White's interesting prayer. I've gotten a couple requests for this, and I definitely think I have a whole bunch of different opinions on this, so we're going to watch it together and we're going to dissect it. Okay, first of all, I want to comment on this part. When God asks us to pray to him, God is very specific with how he wants us to pray. He tells us, say, Lord, hallowed is your name. He gives us very clear examples on how to pray. And in Matthew 5:7-8, it says, "And when you pray, do not keep on babbling like pagans, for they think they will be heard because of their many words. Do not be like them, for your Father knows what you need before you ask him." So this is saying that whenever you pray, you don't have to keep on repeating yourself. Like, God knows what you need before you come to him humbled in prayer. So don't just pray, and just because you're saying, and strike, and strike, and strike, like, that's babbling. So it's like, in my opinion, she is babbling. She is doing exactly what these scriptures tell us not to do. Okay, the next section that we're going to talk about is, I hear a sound of abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. Okay, someone please clarify on this, but I think she's talking about how in scripture, whenever there would be droughts, and if it rains, there's abundance of rain because God, that's kind of falling into the prosperity gospel. So in my opinion, what does that mean that you're saying you hear a sound of abundance of rain, you hear a sound of victory? So that kind of seems like a prosperity gospel to me, just because rain, crops, that's just my opinion. And there she goes, just babbling again. Okay, first of all, who is this guy that keeps on walking back and forth? That's hilarious. And second of all, the Lord said it is done. The Lord said what is done. She did not clarify on what she said the Lord said is done. It's almost like she's just continuing to repeat the same things over and over again, which again, back to Matthew, God says, do not babble on like pagans, for God knows what you need before you ask him. So in my opinion, I think that she's kind of hyped up in this prayer, probably along with a lot of the other encouraging energies maybe that are going on in the room, because she is in a point of authority. She gets kind of hyped up and she's saying all these things, but how do you know God told you that? How do you know that just wasn't your own voice saying that? So that's another thing. Okay, I need to back up on this one. This one is a lot. So angels are being dispatched right now from the quarters of heaven. So first of all, angels don't reside in Africa. They don't live in Africa. Angels live in heaven, just like the Bible tells us. So how can they come from Africa when they don't live there? They're not there, first of all. And second of all, she started to talk in tongues, which I think is just gibberish. I'm sorry, I'm just going to call it out like it is. I don't personally believe that a lot of the people that talk in tongues are actually talking in tongues. I believe that they think that they are. I believe that they convince themselves that they're doing it because it looks more spiritual, it looks more holy, it looks better. But what it actually does is it causes confusion for a lot of people. And let me show you with the scripture. So I'm going to offend some people right now, so get ready. I'm going to offend some people. But if an unbeliever or an inquirer comes in while everyone is... So if the whole church comes together and everyone speaks in tongues and inquirers or unbelievers come in, will they not say that you are out of your mind? That is 1 Corinthians 14:23. But if an unbeliever or inquirer comes in while everyone is prophesying, they are convicted of sin and are brought under judgment by all. This is 1 Corinthians 14:28. If there is no interpreter, the speaker should keep quiet in the church and speak himself and to God. So what is this saying? This is saying, unless you have an interpreter there to interpret what you're saying, you're going to scare the frick out of every single believer or out of every single normal person that comes into church, maybe for the first time, maybe the second time. They're not sure where they are with God. You're gonna freaking freak them out. That's what it's saying. And to be honest, it even freaks me out because half the time I know that people are full of it and they're not actually speaking in tongues. Like, scripture tells us to only do that if there's an interpreter because it causes confusion. It causes confusion, and guess what? People run away from confusion. So they're not going to run to God's holy place if you're confusing them. They're going to be like, what the frick is this? It freaks me out. And first of all, I know her tongues is not real because hers and all the other tongues sound completely different. Every single person that I've heard, they just sound completely different. God has not given believers the power to move angels around like that. He has not given humans the power to dispatch angels or to summon or command them to do anything. Who is this guy that's walking back and forth? It's interesting because she's Trump's spiritual advisor, which I have a lot of issues with that too, but... Hello guys, my phone just died, I apologize. But to wrap up this video, I don't think Paula White is like a demon. I don't think she's a bad person necessarily. I'm just giving you the thoughts that I have in accordance to the Bible and her prayer and how it did not line up. That way you can use the tools to decide who you want to follow as a leader, because that's really, really important. And also, she does declare that Jesus Christ is the Lord with her mouth, and she does say these things and believe these important parts of our faith. So it's like, is she a false prophet? Does she... It's hard to say. So let me know in the comment section down below if you think maybe she's just falling short in that area of the prosperity gospel, or if you think that she's just messing up and misreading scripture, and if you really feel like she is a good leader, or what your thoughts are.